My gauge is so loosey-goosey. Hello! Welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, where I talk about all of the crafty goodness that I've been up to over the past couple weeks. Today is going to be a very full episode. It is a giveaway episode, if you didn't notice by the title. We hit 5,000 subscribers, I think literally like the day last regular podcast episode released. So that's really exciting. We have a giveaway for that. I have all of the yarn that's going to be in this week's shop update, Thursday, April 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I have some fun acquisitions. I have fun finished objects. I have all the things. So I won't keep you too long here. I will let you know though that you can find me at birchandlilyfiber.com and on Instagram at birch.and.lily, and that everything I talk about in today's episode will be linked down below in the description. So quickly, let's talk about what I'm wearing. I showed this as a finished object last episode and said I wasn't sure I liked the fit, but I do now. And funny enough, I didn't do anything to change the issue. It just, I think I had a better self-image day. So this is my Uptown Tee. It's a pattern by Tori Yu that I test knit. I think last episode I mistakenly said that it was, or I was due to have it done on April 15th. I was not. It's due, I think, the 23rd of April, so it should be coming out sometime next week, which will be good. And yeah, I really like how it fits. It's definitely cropped. Let me stand up really quick. So you can see it's definitely pretty cropped. I think the body is only knit to about 9 inches, and usually my typical like crop tee length is about 11 to 12 inches, so it is a little shorter than I'm used to, but I'm hoping it will look really cute as a layering piece over a dress. I have one on the way, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, otherwise I think it turned out really cute. The sleeves, what I didn't like before, I felt like the sleeves were sticking out kind of funny, and they're not doing that now. So I don't know what I did, but I like the fit now. I'm very happy. And yeah, it was a really fun knit. Can you believe 2 skeins? I knit this whole thing with 2 skeins. I think, let me look at my notes from last episode. Yeah, I knit a size 3 and I only used 2 skeins. And I think the biggest size might only use, don't quote me, 3? Maybe 4, but still, that's not very much. I feel like that's very little. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. I won't go into it too much because I talked a lot about it last episode, but I did name this colorway. It's going to be in Thursday's update, and it is called Hyacinth. So that is my Uptown Tee. Let's get into the new finished object I have, which is, oh my gosh, I love it so much. And this is like the piece de resistance of my update on Thursday. My Tolsta tee. Let me slide back a little bit. So this is my Tolsta tee, and it is done, and I will wear it probably next podcast episode because I think that's close to when the pattern is set to release. But this is a pattern I'm testing for Rebecca Clow. It's a very airy, loosely knit DK weight tee, and she literally just is going to have all sorts of information in it on how to do so many different modifications. Like, I just did stripes, but there's some people who did rolled collars and lace, and there's someone who did mohair, but then like crocheted gingham stripes into it. There's some really cool stuff. When I look at mine compared to what some of the other testers are doing, it feels so boring, but I'm so happy with it. It fits perfectly, absolutely perfectly. I wore it to church yesterday actually, and it's so comfortable. And for a DK weight garment, I think because it's knit at such a loose gauge, it's so airy and wonderful as well. And yeah, I'm so pleased with it. So I knit everything to pattern, other than like obviously adding in my striping. And actually no, my sleeves are a little bit longer, and I only did that so that I was able to match the ending color on the sleeves and the body. So my sleeves are knit a little bit longer. But otherwise, I followed everything. The collar is just a 1x1 rib. I did knit the rib inside out like I usually do. And then moved on into the raglan. And so I did all of the short rows in the first color, so you can see the first stripe on the back is a little bit thicker, but I think it's really easily hidden, especially since I have long hair, so it covers it and no one's really paying attention to that anyways. And then every other stripe is 8 rows of the color and then 2 rows of just the undyed yarn. So, man, I have way too many items in my queue or patterns in my knitting queue to cast on another one of these anytime soon, but I totally would. Actually, this would be, I don't know if I would do the stripes again for a gift knit, but to knit someone a gift and keep it a little bit simpler and maybe do like some lace or something, this would be a great gift knit because it did knit up really fast. The only thing that took time was all of the color changes and then subsequently weaving in all of the ends. So yeah, it's so beautiful. I'm so pleased with the colors. Like I said, I'll talk more about them later in the episode, but these colors minus the undyed, though I would be happy to add it if people were interested. I would probably price it somewhere around the price of my undyed birch surrey, but I'd be happy to put it in the shop if there's interest. But all of these colors will be in the shop update on Thursday. So yeah, I think my body ended up ending on this stripe exactly what the pattern called for, which was about 11.5 inches. And then I think the sleeves ended up being like 1 inch to 1.5 inches longer than what the pattern calls for. So they hit me, like if I was holding out my arm, they hit about here, and I like that. It feels like a comfortable length for the weight of the sweater, being it is knit out of DK. Where like this one with all the lace and stuff, I like where they sit and they're more of like a cap sleeve, where this is just like it's a really good spring or fall piece, like as the weather's kind of starting to change. So yeah, I won't talk too much about the colors. I'll talk about those when I'm going through all the yarn for the update. And yeah, did I say I knit a size 4 for this? And I think that gives me about, let's see, like 4-ish inches of positive ease. It looks really big, like this. Maybe, I'm bad at guessing. I really should, actually, let me just measure it. I always have a measuring tape here, so this won't be 100% accurate because it's sitting on my lap, but let's just get a general, let's see. So it's about 44 inches in circumference. So yeah, that gives me around 5-6 inches of positive ease, so I guessed incorrectly, but I was close-ish. Yeah, I really like that level of ease. My sweet spot for circumference is usually about 42 to 44 inches, so this one's perfect. Yeah, that has got to be coming out soonish too. As always, I will keep you posted on my Instagram for stuff like that, and I'll try to do my best on here as well, but a lot of the times I have a date that I have to be done knitting the garment, but I don't really have this is the release day until closer to. So now, funny enough, I'm looking at this and I think everything, or all of my whips this episode rather, are new. So let's jump into them. This one I was so pleased to be chosen to test knit. It is a pattern. I'm not going to show the yarn because it's pretty much all in here and there's like a bajillion cakes, because this pattern is meant to look like a quilt. This is the Heirloom Quilt Cardigan. It's a pattern from Katryn Seeburger. Like I said, it's her very first knitting pattern. It's going to be, I'm sure I'll pop a picture on the screen. I always say that, but I'm going to do it. I don't know why I say that. But it's going to be a really large, boxy, quilt-like cardigan with a a very, very dropped shoulder. Like, I think it's going to sit almost at my elbow. And it is cropped as well. So this is actually the full length. This isn't blocked yet, but this is going to be the full length of the body. So it's going to sit, honestly, kind of about at the point this tee is sitting. So we'll see. I think I'm actually going to block this after the episode because it's rolling up on me a lot, as you can see. And I think it'll be easier to join new pieces on if it's blocked. With that being said, the pattern does call for you to knit each square individually and then seam them together, but I am doing, as you can see here, a join as you go method. I got permission from Katryn to do that, and it's just been easier for me, so just connecting them with a purl stitch every time I get to the end of that row, and then I'm just picking up these ones to start a new square. So, yeah, it really needs, it's even hard for me to hold here. It really needs blocked, and that will flatten out all of these squares. It'll stop the rolling as well, and then I think it'll be a lot easier to show. But I am knitting the size 2. There are 3 sizes in this pattern, but they're made to fit like a very wide range of people, plus I think, despite that fact, it's like super customizable from what I can see. There's still a lot of work going into the pattern with this being her first pattern, so there's going to be, I think, many iterations of it along the way, but this is where I am so far with it, and I think it's so pretty. I'm holding, let's see, I pulled a whole bunch of single skeins I had from my stash, and I'm holding them double. That's what the pattern calls for, is fingering weight held double, but I know some testers are also doing just DK weight. But yeah, I have so many single skeins of fingering weight yarn that I thought that would be the best weight for me, and man, I love how this looks holding it up. My hope was to make it look kind of vintagey, and I feel like I'm accomplishing that holding this up on the screen right now. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna block this and we'll see how that helps things, and I'm just kind of working away on it slowly. It's not due until like the middle of July, so it's not like my most picked up project right now, but I still enjoy it, and I still knit like a square every couple days or so. So that is my Heirloom quilt cardigan, and it is in, I've shown this bag before, but it's so cute, and it's perfect for this project actually, because I think I have a good 8 or 9 cakes of yarn in here right now. But this is from Wool and Honey. Never know which way to move, and it's just a really cute large tote bag that I am holding that in. The next project that I have cast on is a test knit for Emily Curtis. She is, I think, Emily Kurt on Instagram, and I am testing her color tip tee. When I saw her talk about this pattern on her podcast, which I will make sure I link her down below, but when I saw her talk about this, I knew that I wanted to cast it on because I knit her dad's sweater pattern, and I absolutely love how that sweater fits. It's one of my favorites, and this is the tee version of it. So I knew I had to help test this pattern, and I'm so happy with where I am so far with it. So, yarn. I am using 2 different Woolberry Fiber Co. Tweed colors I had in my stash. This one here is called Slow Fashion, the darker one, and then the lighter is called Sandcastle. And yeah, once I got the underarm connected and I knit a couple of rounds with that, I went in and put the collar, just because I don't know, I like, I've seen other people do it before, and now it's got me hooked. I like having the collar done. It just feels more complete, and it makes it more fun for me to work on. So this tee is going to have, it almost looks like a set-in sleeve in a way. It's not, but you can see how, if I hold it, if I can make this visible, you can see how that dips out quite a bit. So I'll pick up stitches around here, and then it will have a set-in looking sleeve without the work of a set-in sleeve is the idea. It's also going to have a pocket on it, which I think is so fun. I think the idea behind the pattern is to use up different scraps for like the collar and the cuffs and the hem, and then the ribbing at the top of the pocket. But my plan is to just use this slow fashion color for everything, because I'm not sure I'm that adventurous. So I'm gonna make mine a little bit more matchy. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. Unfortunately, because my gauge is so loosey-goosey, I did have to drop down quite, and I'm pulling my needles out as I say this, I did have to drop down quite a bit on the needles. I'm knitting this, I think, on a 2.5, which seems absolutely ridiculous, and it is absolutely ridiculous, but I just knit way too loosely. So it is what it is. The nice thing though, none of the ribbing or anything on this drops needle sizes. Everything is knit with the exact same needle size, so it's not like I'm having to drop down to like a 2mm needle or something for the ribbing. So I'm thankful for that. I am knitting the size 4. I think I went up a size from the dad's sweater. The sizes are not exactly the same as the dad's sweater, so I picked kind of what would give me, I think, slightly less positive ease than my dad's sweater, maybe? Hard to tell because it's squished on these needles right now, but yeah, very fun. I will show you, I was graciously sent a whole bunch of stuff from a company in France called Apollonie. I just sounded really French there. I am not French. I learned French in elementary school, and that's about it. But she was so kind to send me a whole bunch of things, and I have some, the light is, there we go. I have some of them on my project right now, and they are these beautiful, the set came with a stitch marker and then a progress keeper, and so I have both on my project right now. These are just so pretty. I am so happy with the quality of these. I'm so impressed. She hand draws all of these designs herself and then turns them into these beautiful markers. And then her mom helps her put all of them together, which I think is just the sweetest little thing. I love my mom, so that melted my heart a little bit. But yeah, the quality of them is amazing, and I'm very pleased with them. So actually, while I'm talking about these, why don't we jump into the giveaway? Because she was so gracious to send me so many things, and while I want to keep them all, do not need to keep them all. So my plan was to put some of them in the giveaway. So let me grab my package and I'll show you. Actually, let me get this crinkling aside. I will show you what I am planning for our 5,000 subscriber giveaway. I'll show you actually everything she sent, and then I'm missing one item. Oh, it's in a project bag. Oh dear, which project bag did I put it in? Because it's going to go on a project, but the project, there we go. Okay, so she, like I said, was so kind to send me these items. She sent me these with like no rules whatsoever, which I would never take something and lie to you about how I felt about it. But she sent these to me saying, keep as many as you want, give away some if you want, say whatever you want. I just want to send you some stuff, which is so kind. Thank you so much, Julie. It's very sweet of you to send me stuff all the way from France, because I can't imagine what the shipping was. But, so this is the other little set of progress keeper stitch marker she sent me. I'm keeping. I love them so much. They're so well made. But I have some other really, really fun stuff to show you guys. And the other thing that I am keeping for myself, I think is, yes, you know how much I love my row counters, and they have these really beautiful ones as well in their shop. And I've never used one like this where there's no numbers on it, but I'm really excited to try it. I haven't had a chance yet, but just using those stitch markers and progress keepers and knowing how beautifully made they are, I know this is going to be amazing as well. I think it's really cute too. They have their little logo on the back of all of these little medallions. So this is another one of those hand-drawn ones. I do believe these are from, they have like a monthly stitch marker sort of club thing called Les Fleurs. And so every month she draws a different flower and puts it onto a whole bunch of different items. And so you can sign up for the club as well, or you can just purchase stuff on its own. Really neat idea. I think they're really unique. I haven't seen anything like this before. So this, let's jump into giveaway items. This is going to be the first item in the giveaway. This is great for either my cross-stitch friends or actually my knitting friends as well. Let me grab something magnetic. Okay, I have something to show this. I didn't want to take it out of the plastic, obviously, because I'm giving this away, but this would work for either a cross-stitcher or a knitter. It is like a metal and magnetic little medallion. So you can put this on like a project bag to hold stitch markers, or if you're a cross-stitcher, they use this as something called a needle minder to hold what I've just stuck on here, which is a cross-stitch needle. But beautiful, beautiful. I think this would be great if you're like the type of person who loses stitch markers all over the house. You could like put this on your bag and stick some stitch markers to it. Even on the inside of the bag would be nice, because then if they fall off, they're gonna fall into the bag, but they shouldn't fall off because it's a magnet. So this is going to be part of the giveaway. There is also this beautiful needle gauge that is, oops, that's upside down, going to be in the giveaway as well. So they have wooden items too. I think I saw on their website that they had like sock blockers and all sorts of stuff, but this beautiful needle gauge they sent me, it is very thick, great quality. So that will be a part of the giveaway. And then there are two little cases here with, this one has just a whole bunch of light bulb stitch markers in it, and these are adorable. But again, I have so many stitch markers that I thought one of you would love to have these as well. Beautiful, super, I would dump them out. They were in a bag and I dumped them out into this tin, and before I send them I'll put them back into the tin, or the bag in the tin. But they're all shaped like little raindrops. Can you see that? Kind of. But yeah, the quality of all of these items is absolutely beautiful. I'm so thankful to Julie for sending me these, for being so kind and offering, and allowing me to give some away to you guys. So these items will all be a part of the giveaway, as well as one skein of yarn from my shop that I will let you pick. Oh, I forgot to show this as well. They also have these really cute little fabric pouches. They sent me one of, I think I'm going to put actually the Progress Keeper stitch markers in here. Just, it's like a cotton bag almost, just to keep them safe from getting scratched and so I don't lose them when they're not on a project. So yeah, another really big heartfelt thank you to Julie and her mom for being so kind and sending me those items. And like I said, they are amazing. I would never lie to you about something like that. I'm very, very pleased with the quality of them. I'll make sure the shop is linked down below so that if you're interested in anything, you can grab an item or two yourself. I did notice, so they're from France, but you can change at the top of the website so that the website is in English, because I don't speak French. And I know if you don't either, you'd have a hard time navigating, but you can switch the website to English. So let's jump into the giveaway rules. We'll keep this quick and simple. First of all, please don't say giveaway in your comment, because that brings the crazies in, the ones who are trying to steal your information. So please don't say giveaway in your comment. And as well with that, I'm not going to comment on your comment to tell you that you won a prize. If someone tries commenting on your thing saying, oh, contact me on Telegram or something, that's not me. I'm going to announce the winner in 2 weeks on next podcast episode. That is the only way that I will announce the winner. I will not ask you for money or a credit card or anything weird. No, I will only announce it on next podcast episode. Okay, so let's jump into the rules for this. First of all, the giveaway is USA and Canada only. Please like the video, make sure you're subscribed, and put the word notions in the comment. That is how I search for for a winner. So you have to have notions in your comment and spelled correctly. I don't care how you put it in your comment, but that is how I search for it. So it has to be spelled correctly in your comment. Please do not say the word giveaway in your comment though. That just brings all the crazy robot fake stuff to the video. On that note, I'm not going to reply to your comment if you win. The only way I am going to tell you that you are a winner is in next episode, or not next episode, in 2 weeks on the next regular podcast episode. I'm not going to comment on your comment. I'm not going to ask you to contact me through Telegram. I'm not going to ask you for your credit card, nothing like that. The only way I'm going to tell you you're a winner is on the next regular podcast. I'm going to also say I will give the winner 4 weeks to contact me. If I have not heard from them in 4 weeks, I will draw a new winner. Only fair. I want to give these prizes to someone, so I don't want to be waiting for months and months and months to hear from the winner. So, yeah, I'll make sure I have all the rules down below in the description as well. Make sure you check out Apolloni and see all of their beautiful items, because they're absolutely gorgeous and so well made. And let's jump into my final whip, because that, I think, always takes way longer than I expected it to. So, the bag that those final little progress keepers were hiding in is this one. It's from Birch Grove, and it has a new cast on in it, the Resource Raglan by Sarah Opie. I have to start off by saying this pattern is insane. Sarah is literally writing a pattern that is a resource of every single possible thing that you could do with a raglan sweater. There are high necks, there are low necks, there are ribbed necks, there are every single type of raglan you could possibly do. There's cables, I'm doing a v-neck, like everything. Also for multiple gauges, I think there's like an 18, 20, 22, and 24 stitch gauge. It's huge. The pattern is literally like 200 pages long. So it's been challenging to test. Not because the pattern is poorly written or anything, but just because there's so much information and so many decisions to be made. But I finally cast mine on. I finally figured out what I wanted to do with mine, and I cast it on in this beautiful skein of yarn that I dyed up for the update, because I knit everything out of my yarn now because I want to knit everything up for the update to make sure I like it. So this skein is called Mauvelous. This is on my Birch DK base, which is 100% superwash merino. So it's just a beautiful mauve with a whole bunch of variegation of mauve tones and then some speckles. There's mauves and purples and navies, and this is so tiny, but I have cast on. I am doing a v-neck version with a ribbed collar, but it's like a sideways rib, which is so cool. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Ooh, I'm sure that looked funny. So it's going to sit like this. So I'm kind of working on the back and the shoulders right now, and then I'll move into and eventually connect in the front for the v-neck. I have a 20 stitch gauge for this. I'm knitting, I don't even know what needle size. I think maybe a 3.25 millimeter, because again, I knit really loosely. But yeah, I cast this on literally last night. You can see all the pretty speckles and variegation in there. And it's been really good. Like I said, lots of information, very well written, and I'm just gonna keep doing my thing and testing as one does. I think I'm gonna end up knitting, this has so many sizes for it as well. I feel like there's almost 20 sizes. Like it starts almost at like child teenagery sizes and goes through adults. So I think I ended up picking the size 8, which gives me about 42 inches circumference, which I said earlier is about my favorite size for circumference. And yeah, like I said, I didn't talk about, so like I said, there's different raglan types, and I am doing, it's kind of hard to see actually right now, but I'm doing a double raglan. So it's 2 stitches, where is it? My brain, it's 2 stitches wide. It's like right in the middle of my fingers there. Kind of, now it is. Anyways, double raglan, V neck with a ribbed edge. been really fun. I have always wanted just a really simple, like no mohair, no nothing, v-neck, cozy raglan, and this is gonna give me that. So yeah, that is all my whips. I need a drink, and then we'll jump into a couple other acquisitions, and then I'll show you everything that's going to be in the shop, and then I think that's it for this episode. So the other two things that arrived, I talked about these last episode briefly. Cones. So much yarn. These are both cones of cotton from Woolly Knit. I had a discount for working on the Tolsta tee because the Tolsta tee technically is supposed to be knit out of cotton, and this is the cotton that Rebecca used. And I knew I didn't want to knit the Tolsta tee out of cotton, but I want to knit some other stuff out of cotton, and so I ordered some cones. So these have like 500 grams, I think, of cotton on them. They're about a fingering weight, and they are huge. But yeah, they arrived in the mail. I'm really excited to use them. I've heard you're supposed to like not knit straight off the cone, but like wind off the yarn you're gonna need and then knit it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to knit another test knit out of these. I have a really pretty test knit that I just got accepted into for winter's weather knits. And so I'm going to be knitting a tee out of, I haven't decided which color yet. I think maybe this one. We'll see. But these came in the mail. They are so reasonably priced for how much yarn you get. Like, even with the exchange rate, these were dirt cheap. So I'm excited to try them out. They also have wool cones, and they have linen, possibly a linen cotton blend. I can't fully remember, but lots of options. So if those end up working out well, I might be ordering some more for some gift knits or something. We'll see. But those came in the mail. And that is everything for acquisitions. I was originally going to show my Apollone stuff at the end here too, but it worked well to slide it in there with the color tip tee, so that's where that is. But let's jump into this Thursday's update. Okay, I've pulled down a skein fingering weight of every single one of the colors that are going to be in this update. Let's start with the ones that have a story. So I have some very dear friends, and we all trade clothes, and there was this one sweater that was traded. I didn't get it, but I loved the colors of it, and so I took a photo of the sweater, and it's been sitting on my phone. And then the Tolsta tee test knit came up, and I signed up for it, and I decided I was going to dye the colors of that sweater and use them for my Tolsta. So you've already seen them in my Tolsta, but let's talk about them a little bit. Back up, because that sweater was one of the passed around clothes sweaters, my friends convinced me to name yarn after them. So that is what I did. So this one here is a really, it's gonna blow out as per usual. Maybe we'll just hold up actually my Tolsta tee, because the colors are gonna look the same in that, and for some reason they never blow out in the shirt. I don't know why, but they never blow out in the shirt. Trying to take photos for the website, blow out like crazy. Take a photo of the shirt, don't blow out. So this top one here is called Kindred Spirits. They tried to convince me to name it after myself, but I can't do that. So that is Kindred Spirits. This one here, the lighter bluey green, is called Christine. This is Jillian, the beautiful blushy pink, and this beautiful mustardy yellow is called Allie. And like I said, the color in between is just an undyed yarn. So those colors are available in the update, as well as two other ones. The color of the shirt I'm wearing, Hyacinth, and the beautiful variegated I was just showing you. This one is called Mauvelous. So, I guess I literally had an item in every single one of these colors this episode, which is slightly convenient, because I don't have to ramble on too long about them at the end here. But of course, I am barely going to be able to hold them. So, these are all going to be available in the shop birchandlilyfiber.com this coming Thursday, April 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. As always, there is limited stock, but I will happily pre-order anything that you need if you find there aren't enough skeins left. So do not fret, there's always enough to go around for everyone. I can't hold these. Oh my goodness. This is gonna make a great thumbnail though. Yeah, so that is everything that I have to talk about this episode, minus my little sneaky peek for next week's episode. After this, I'm going to be recording next week's episode, which is another pattern rundown, what's in my Ravelry queue video. I guess I can put these down. And I'm going to be recording my top 10 favorite summer garments. So like tank tops, t-shirts, all that sort of fun stuff. So definitely keep an eye out for that video next week. And make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. I think that's everything. I will see you very soon. Bye!